Hey folks, somebody said you might enjoy a little video on this mid slash that I've made. So here's my attempt at doing it. I hate making videos, but let's see where we can get with this. The idea came to me a long time ago. I used to race all the way back in the 80s, and back when the RC10 came out, of course, new mods came out and this and that, and the stealth transmission was a really good thing. So I thought, hey, let's make a mid out of my RC10. At that time, the stealth transmission, you could take the side plate off the thing, put it on the other side, and pull the main drive and clutch out one side, put it in the other, slap it together, and you wouldn't have to reverse the motor. So that just went really, really well. So I thought, hey, let's try it with a slash, because if you get it set up right, it'll handle really, really good. So sitting on my shop table for probably, I don't know, that long ago, was this piece of G10 fiberglass that I used on a road car that I made. And it sat, on my garage shelf hanging on my wall for a long time. And, that was another part of it too. And so I thought, hey, let's try this. So first, walk around. What you'll need. First, you got to have a motor that you can reverse. Right now, we got one of these in here. And if you want to reverse that, get that little gizmo. It'll take care of it for you. But, or if you're feeling brave, hey, swap A and C and see how it goes, right? The other things you will need an RPM gearbox. That also comes with the A-arm connectors. Usually it has a 0 and a 3 degrees setup. You're gonna want to use the zeros. Why? Because the A-arms on a slash are what have the toe in them. They're the angled pieces. So you're gonna want to use those. You're gonna need a slash, of course, for all the stuff that makes it a truck. And then you gotta have a low center of gravity chassis you are willing to kill. So as you can see, the whole front end of this thing is really just the LCG front end lopped off. And then it's connected up, just to the rest of this mess here. So whatever you use for the base frame can be, carbon fiber or whatever. And whatever you make for this, do whatever you need to do. This was actually the cut up pieces of an HPI jump shot, that short course truck they sold for, a couple $100. But I decided to wipe it out because that truck is inferior to a Tamiya Grasshopper. The Grasshopper would win in a longevity contest. Starting at the back, we'll flip it over. This piece right here on the back of this car is actually, if I can find it, this right here. This is on the back of your normal high center of gravity stock slash. You're going to need that because that is this piece right here, okay? And you cut it off, and the back two holes go into the A-arms. And then the rest of the slash bumper is really bolted to that. And then you drill 2 holes in the side of it. And it goes right into this free spot on the bulkhead and the shock tower. So that's pretty cool. And it works really good, and it looks good too. Okay? So, your control links. Them dealios. You have to flip them. Why? Because when you set this car up this way, your shocks don't have anywhere to mount back here. If you use the A-arms from the truck, shock mounts are usually up front. If you use them and you put them in the back, you're going to tow the whole thing out. It's not going to work all that well. So you've got to keep them pointing the way they normally are. So, to make the car handle really good, go really wide and mount the shock in that one hole way out on the sides that's used for, I think it's this sway bar or roll bar or something like that. But it worked really good. Another beautiful thing is in the back of this, you're going to see a little hole. That little hole gets you right to the little set screw and pin for your drive shafts if you break it. So think about that. This piece that everything mounts to, it's probably going to flip over, but okay. That whole thing and the upper portion is really the low center of gravity's chassis. I cut the butt end off of it. So that's it. It's just sitting right there. And then the plastics that go to the back of the truck are still in place around the back of the chassis. Hooking up this HPI's frame to the whole transmission bit is the rest of the bumper, the slash bumper, but it's flipped over. It's flipped this way because it looks nice and kind of matches up. And then we're going to move to this, which is the battery, the whole battery. This is your slash low center of gravity chassis. I cut the whole thing up and just left the battery box. Bolted that to this frame, and the beauty is you can now take this battery or this box and you can move it forward and put it way up here, remount all this back there or whatever for whatever weight you want. So there's a beauty, it's kind of cool. If you cut it up, cut a slot in the side of it. If you do it like I did, and that enables you to get your little, batteries in there. And we're all happy. If you're just running smaller packs and you're using this tray, that's cool. Use pads and you can distribute your weight left to right. So it's kind of cool. You can go left to right, front to rear, and make the car just kind of handle the way you want. Going to the frame. The jump shot had a bunch of weird little parts, so I just used these plastic pieces, but 2 blocks of plastic will work. I mounted the bottom of the frame to that, and then just down to the frame. Then to the front end, the LCG's chassis, just used the two holes that kind of go through the bottom of the normal piece to bolt it to this. So you just average, screws with lock nuts there. And then to mount it all together, the jump shot chassis had these kind of holes there. So I took this black piece of plastic, this deal, which is really just a thick piece of a broken bumper I had, drilled holes in it and went from the frame into that, and then from the shock tower to that. And that pretty much accomplishes how I built this car. And so, in the end, you get a really good handling thing, really configurable, and hey, you never know. Good luck to you.